Namaskar and a very good morning. Welcome to the audio cast from Kotak Securities. I'm your host and guide, Anindya Bannerjee. Kal Fed delivered exactly as was expected. 75 basis point interest rate hike. They reduced their outlook on growth and raised the inflation forecast and definitely promised to do more. अगर हम लोग अगर Fed का interest rate forecast देखें for the year end and for the long term, it shows that interest rates may be around 3.25 to 3.5 by December end. Currently it's at 1.75, which means the market is penciling in another 75 bips in July. Uske baad 250 bips and finally 125 bips. So Fed will gradually bring down the pace of increase. And Fed has also indicated that the terminal rate, at the rate at which the Fed will stop hiking, is closer to 4%. It was 3% a couple of weeks back, as the market was anticipating. Now it's 4%, and that's exactly what the Fed said. Now what's going to be the impact on the dollar? Now this entire interest rate cycle, Fed has been in charge since the start, and that's why the dollar has done well. Other central banks have started to fall back in line, but reluctantly and grudgingly. Iske liye Fed remains the leader of the pack. That's why dollar, in spite of the corrections, the overall trend has been upward. Now this long dollar theme would continue to play as long as the interest rate cycle is intact. Jaise hi the market starts to price in the peak in the rates and the fall in the rates, you will see dollar come under pressure, because dollar being the leader of this pack in this cycle, the markets pricing in an end to the cycle will also bring an end to the dollar bull market. So as of now, that's not the case. So we may continue to see some time of dollar strength, but that's something to keep in mind for the long term, that a peak in this interest rate cycle would probably bring a peak in the dollar too, and then the bear market in the dollar could begin. And of course, with a bear market in the dollar, the whole trade flips. EMs become exciting, gold does well, commodities do well, so etc. etc. But as of now, the long dollar theme means deflationary environment for risk assets. That's why equities are falling, commodities are getting crushed. Not much the oil prices, but the rest of the complex. And the bonds are also under fire. So this kind of environment is going to stay, as I said, till the market is not pricing in the peak in the cycle. Now what's in store for the short to medium term? Now dollar rupee ke liye, the opening could be a little lower, 78, 20, maybe 18 on the futures, which will be a slight gap down opening, because there is a relief rally in the markets. And last night, when the outcome was known, we wrote in our Telegram channel in the note that the market is oversold. Equity markets are oversold. Sentiment is quite extreme. So there could be a short covering rally across risk assets, which may be negative for the dollar. That may be playing out. How long it will stick, very hard to say. But be prepared if again the bear market resumes in risk assets and a bull market in the dollar. So this is more of a position squaring post a major event, which was in line with expectation. Now we are more now inclined to sell options, specifically targeting the June 24th expiry. That's next week or next to next Friday. Because of the slight increase in the implied vols due to this event, the option premium looks attractive. So we could look at selling straddles and strangles, but of course with adequate stop losses. And people who don't want to take the risk of, or rather an unlimited risk, they might switch to iron condors or iron flies. But we would now start looking at shorting straddles and strangles. Futures at this point in time should keep so as long as it is above 77.90, the June futures, the bias is upward. So if you're buying, maintain a stop below 77.90 basis June futures. Upside is capped around 78.30, 32, and then closer to 78 half. Below 77.90, the bias turns neutral, and then much lower levels could be seen. But as of now, 77.90 is a major support. Cross INR May, Euro INR, GBPINR is trading flat. Yen INR is something to keep our watch on. But we'll come to yen because the event is tomorrow. That's a Bank of Japan meeting. But tonight is the Bank of England policy meeting, and they're expected to raise interest rates by anywhere between 25 to 50 basis points. Focus will be whether they hike by 50 basis points and sound hawkish or not, because UK economy looks in a real spot of bother. If the Bank of England does only 25 and sounds cautious once again, then we fear that GBP, USD and GBPINR both can sell off hard. But surprising hawkish statement from BOE could turn things around, but be careful because if you're carrying large positions, trim your positions because volatility can be large in GBPINR today and tomorrow. Yen INR is interesting, something which we wrote extensively in our note last evening, which we shared in our Telegram channel. So if you're not in our Telegram channel, which is Currency Corner by Kotak Securities, please do subscribe because we keep you updated on various events which are impacting the currencies and how to trade them, what kind of strategies, what kind of trades, etc. So be there in our Telegram channel as you will have real-time updates. So that's it, folks. This is Anindya Bannerjee signing off. Have a fantastic day.